Good evening and welcome to JBHM's 50th anniversary celebration. I'm Richard McNeil, the firm's Chief Executive Officer, and it's my honor to serve as your host this evening. This is an event that we've been anticipating for, 50 years. Admittedly, the format isn't the one we had in mind when we began planning more than 2 years ago. No, we envisioned regional parties with lots of cake, colorful balloons, and festive music. And of course, COVID-19 kind of changed all that. What it didn't do, though, was quench our desire to celebrate what we believe is one of the greatest corporate success stories of Mississippi's business history. So, we're here tonight celebrating virtually with friends, clients, employees, and community leaders from all around the Southeast, folks who've been with us in the good times and the bad, cheering us on for so many years, believing in us, putting their confidence in us to get the job done no matter what it takes. So we look forward to personally thanking each of you in the days ahead. But tonight, please accept our virtual appreciation. We could not be here without you. It's hard to imagine that it's been 50 years since our founding partner, Jim Johnson, began Johnson Associates in a small office in Tupelo, Mississippi, on October 28th, 1970. Since that day, we've expanded our walls and our locations many times over to become a regional, multidiscipline design firm that includes architecture, landscape architecture, and interior design. It's an exciting story. There's no way we could possibly tell it in the short time we have this evening. What we can do is share a few of the highlights. A favorite part of my job is the outstanding team I get to work with every single day. Included in that group are two very special individuals, fellow principals Joey Henderson and Ryan Florite. The three of us recently sat down to reflect upon some of the successes our firm has seen through the years and to consider some of the things that the future holds. So let's take a look.
Jim Johnson in the early 70s, when he decided he would open up an architectural firm in Tupelo. He was originally from Tupelo, graduated from Auburn, and in the early 80s is when he decided to open an office in Columbus. I was in Atlanta at the time and knew some of the people in the company and got that phone call, said, "Are you ready to come home?"
Well, Jim really had one realm of clients that he worked in. It was really public realm. He worked in school districts most of the time, worked for cities and counties, and ultimately he had to have project architects and others to help him get all that work out the door.
So during those early days, it was a lot about expanding. How do we expand? Do we want to expand?
So we started going after work for the National Guard, and we started going after the work for private entities like Entergy. And that's really led to a diversification of the firm's work over time, and that's still with us today.
That's one of the strengths that the JBHM has had in the past is how many different things we've done over time. I think JBHM has always found a way to be positioned and try to be in the right place at the right time, to get a seat at the table and, and ultimately help our state move forward. Thinking about my career and what I've been able to do so far, my favorite thing is the breadth and the depth of what I've been able to work on. Trying to pick the favorite project for us is like trying to pick your favorite child. And what I would say is every project and every set of circumstances has a story.
One of the defining moments happened in the 90s with MAEP, educational funding. We did so many schools, had so many school clients. When that hit the state, we were really ahead of the curve.
That was a huge initiative that the legislature came out with to help schools. We got on top of that and staffed up and went statewide telling school districts about this new program. They weren't even aware of how this all went together. We've been supporting school districts for decades with the original founder, Jim Johnson. Then we came back with that initiative. That program made a huge difference to our firm and made a huge difference to that clientele. I believe it's 2005, we had a hurricane that a lot of people will remember by the name Katrina. That was a really important turning point for the office.
Right after Katrina hit, we gathered up all the supplies we could, from water to ice to generator. We loaded up a truck and a trailer and we went down to the Gulf Coast. We started in Pascagoula, which was one of our clients. They allowed us to sleep in their school library. The school was still something that was working. Showered in the gymnasium, slept in the library, and we started in Pascagoula and went all the way across the coast, just stopping and checking on clients.
We knew it was a very, very difficult time. So we actually had people from offices flying to the Gulf Coast in private charter planes, sending whole offices down to the coast, meeting with clients, trying to deal with the storm's devastation. Ultimately, we decided we needed to have a permanent office on the coast because people were expecting us to be there full time. So we did that, we staffed that up because that initiative was huge and that decision that we made was huge.
There's been other things. I've had clients whose fires destroyed their building. I mean, I was on MUW's campus the night after the tornado. Didn't get a phone call, come up here. You know, it's just a question of showing up and doing what we could do to try to help the client any way we can.
This is a place where the owners have always done the right thing, and I think we always will do the right thing.
We found out a long time ago, projects are projects, but really customers are what it's all about.
I think at one time, last time we checked, 80% of our clients were repeat clients.
I have clients that have been clients of the firm for 30 years plus, and I don't take that lightly. We depend on that. That is very much the lifeblood of the firm.
I think you have to be in a position to keep up with folks, to build those relationships and keep them, and that's helped us sustain 50 years worth of work.
I get up thinking about my clients in the morning, and I go to bed thinking about my clients and how can we solve problems, how can we work through challenges, how can we make their spaces better, and how can we make the world a better place.
Day in, day out, we've got people who care about the work that they're doing, they're experienced at what they're doing, they understand all the darn codes and regulations that we have to deal with, and they have a good design background. Any company that's of any value has to recognize that the people that do the work and the quality of the work product coming out is the key to success.
This company's not built on a single individual or a single rock star. It's built on a team.
Jim was able to figure out character and personality and put together a team that frankly would last. I mean, his goal was to have this firm move past him. He retired, it's done that. There's the next generation for this firm to come down the road with another group of leaders too.
And I know people retire, people move on, and the challenge for us is to regenerate the next generation, if you will, the next group of people coming up that'll be leaders in the state.
Working on developing new young leaders, hiring new young leaders to keep this firm going like we have for the last 30 years that I've been here. I predict we'll be here another 50 years. There's no reason we won't be here for another 50 years.
It'll be different from the past 50. I can't tell you how it'll be different, but we know it's going to be different. But I think the firm will continue to sustain itself and be viable in the state, if not the Southeast.
It's been an amazing journey. In 50 years, JBHM has completed more than 4,000 projects and worked in nearly all of the state's 82 counties. The firm has clients in dozens of communities throughout the Southeast and has won more than 50 design awards for outstanding design in educational, industrial, healthcare, civic, and corporate sectors. One of those projects is the Tupelo Aquatic Center. The city of Tupelo desired a state-of-the-art facility that would meet both the needs of recreational and competitive swimmers. Residing in the heart of the existing 50-acre Veterans Park, the design team incorporated many of the existing park's features, bringing to life an exterior design that fostered an aquatic feel with elements that harken waves and movements of water. So here to tell you about the Tupelo Aquatic Center is JBHM associate Bill Whittle.
Well, Tupelo Aquatic Center is a 44,000 square foot, 970 seat natatorium. It has an Olympic-sized pool, as well as a 5-lane warm-up pool, administrative space, lockers, showers, and a community space with a full kitchen. Our approach with Tupelo Aquatic Center was to work very closely with the city's team, as well as the Park and Rec department in Tupelo. And we approached the design to provide a quality product that could provide them a place that their teams and swimming program could compete on a regional level. JBHM has always been willing to take the next step, if you will, and work on projects that may be out of our comfort zone, but we're willing to seek out consultants and experts, if you will, to help us through projects. And the client is always your best expert on the project because they know what they want and they know what they need. Yet JBHM has a good history with the city of Tupelo, from courthouse, most recently police department. Long-term relationships, you build a level of trust. And within that framework of that trust, we learn to listen to both each other throughout a project. Tupelo Aquatic Center turned out great. We were able to do some things within budget that I think you would find that around the country, centers that provide much less quality for much more cost.
Wow, what a fun project that was. And what a difference it's making to the city of Tupelo. JBHM is so grateful to be their partner. Another recreational related initiative that we're proud of is the Ole Miss Recreation Center and Transportation Hub. This 121,000 square foot renovation to Oxford's former Whirlpool plant houses the university's new recreation center, the Department of Campus Recreation, and a transportation hub. It's a uniquely creative project that's being used to motivate healthy living amongst the students and faculty at the University of Mississippi. Joining us now is JBHM's associate Brandon Bishop to tell us more.
The South Campus Recreation and Transportation Hub is a 21,000 square foot recreation facility for the university. It was originally it was originally Oxford's Whirlpool plant. And early on, we discussed with them the possibility of reusing some of the existing plant. We renovated, gave it a new second floor and an all new front facade. Our approach was really, how do we meet the needs of the client while reusing the existing building and use that existing building to produce some great architecture and some wonderful spaces. Because it was such a large project and had so many stakeholders, the thing that I took away is, of course, again, the importance of collaboration with all the stakeholders, that being facilities planning, which had its own set of architects for the university, the end users, our own team internally, our own consultants. Using that collaboration to build consensus on a large scale with a bunch of stakeholders is a good lesson learned. We like to answer every client's individual unique opportunities with different answers. A designer, a design team can go out and create a new building, and that's needed. But it was nice to be able to use existing materials, embodied energy already in place to create something new and wonderful for the client. I'm excited for new students to see it, not just when it opened last year, but really every year that's in use. I kind of like the feeling of, hey, every August I get to think, hey, new students are about to walk in my building and have a little fun. So that's neat. It's a great project.
Talk about transformational architecture. Wow. JBHM is so pleased to be part of the Rec Center project. More importantly, we're also excited to know that it will positively impact students for generations to come. Now in Lowndes County, JBHM is proud to have conducted a facility study that led to the passage of a bond issue to build several educational buildings. Among them are Caledonia Elementary School, New Hope High School, and the new Career Tech facility. We're excited to have Lowndes County School District Representative Greg Wheat and JBHM Associate Neil Wagner here to share the details.
We've done a $42 million bond issue, and we spent all that and a little more in a period of about 3 years.
So we basically touched all campuses. With the district using us on multiple projects, and the relationship that I've got with Greg Wheat, we kind of know what Greg likes, what he doesn't like. Well, I've done almost all of the school district's work since about the mid-90s.
I've worked with them for 13 years in my tenure here at Lowndes County School. We've always had a good relationship. We work together in several facets of what we do as far as planning, finances, trying to make everybody happy in the big picture. And as most folks know, that's not an easy thing to do, but I think over the years, we've learned to work together and our success rate has been pretty good. It's just like a marriage. You get used to each other, know what everybody can do and what they can't do and what their expectations are. And plus, just having the history of all the drawings and knowing the buildings and knowing what we did in the past, I believe in the long run it saves money because it eliminates the guesswork.
The county has stayed with us because of our quality, our commitment to our work.
It was well planned out, went well. We finished the job in time. That through all the projects, and we've been through several I have with them, we've always got what we wanted at the end in a costly, timely manner.
Completed in early 2020, the Pascagoula Performing Arts Center, designed by JBHM Architecture, is one of the most advanced facilities of its kind on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's also a symbol of the Pascagoula-Goshen School District's steady comeback from Hurricane Katrina. Since 2005, the school district and JBHM have partnered to complete more than $100 million in design and construction projects. Many of those were renovations and upgrades directly related to that horrible storm. The Performing Arts Center is a key milestone, and we're pleased to have with us this evening Superintendent Wayne Rodolfich and JBHM Associate Kimberly Buford to tell the story.
Well, the Performing Arts Center is something that we've actually had on 3 different strategic plans for the Pascagoula-Goshen School District. We went through that process. We helped to design the building exactly how we wanted it, with classroom space, dressing room space, set building space, a grand lobby, a grand balcony. And we just tried to create the best venue that we could for children, and JBHM was our partner in accomplishing that.
I was in a supportive role of helping with furniture selection. This happened towards the end of the project. It included lobby furniture, reception furniture, as well as some of the more fun furniture that went to the green rooms and dressing rooms. So with this project, there were several opportunities to go beyond what you see when you first look at a building. So beyond the brick, beyond the stone, beyond the storefront glass, that gave us the opportunity to really flex some design capabilities that we don't get to very much on schools.
They just had a really good vision for what we were doing, but they also let us incorporate a lot of our own little quirky ideas in it. We have several framed posters from local celebrities who are from this area that are adorning the building. We have local artists who've done some work, local photographers, so they really gave us a blank slate to work from to personalize the project to where it would be our project within our community. And
we knew that this was their chance to do something that you don't see across the state. So this is a facility that's unique in its nature and unique in its finishes.
You know, we built a really strong relationship. It's a relationship of trust. It's a relationship of candor. It's important that you have that level of communication.
Just lends to understanding what their goals are. Understanding what those goals are, whether it's like a high-end look, or their goal of flexibility, their goal even in budget. And so that's how we get business. It's having those strong relationships, understanding what priorities our clients have, understanding what their goals are. And sometimes that can be really long-term goals, such as forming an art center, or it can be some that are kind of shorter-term goals, such as a re-roof project or a renovation of a restaurant. There's lots of things to build those relationships and build that trust in the services that we provide.
Their attention to detail and their effort to give us everything that we asked for was very well thought out by them and very much appreciated by us.
What a great story that is. A big part of our focus after Katrina was helping get life back to normal in the communities and putting schools back together. We're so proud that the JBHM team rose to the challenge and helped our clients on the coast recover and build back better than ever. Another exciting project for JBHM is the Toyota manufacturing plant in Blue Springs, where we were asked to help them realize their vision for a new visitor center. The 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art LEED Platinum facility showcases Toyota's sustainable philosophy. And it's done through the use of green building materials such as photovoltaics, rainwater harvesting, and natural site plan, and many others. So here to tell the story are Darren Reed from Roy Anderson Corp. And JBHM's Brian King.
Obviously, they have a lot of tours going on at the Toyota manufacturing plant, and they needed kind of a starting point and an ending point. My primary focus was on the production side of things.
There were numerous stakeholders involved in this facility. We worked hand in hand together, and Brandon Bishop and I specifically worked well together in working through the ideas that we both had and played off one another really well.
Professional collaboration is definitely a strength of JBHM because we are able to meet with different people. And in this particular case with Toyota, we were dealing with people in other states. It's not like we could just jump in the car and go visit this firm.
They were instrumental in bringing all the stakeholders to the table, keeping them interested, all the while bringing a sense of accomplishment to each meeting that we were in.
So a strong advantage of JBHM is we have the capabilities and we have the experience to do this collaboration from one location and expand that into multiple locations at the same time.
I feel like the construction went very well. We had, of course, we always have some issues, but again, we were able to work through those with relative ease.
What you want it to look like and what it can actually look like aren't on the same page, and we had to try to get that as close as possible and work with our engineers and work with the owner and work with the other architects to achieve that.
It was their approach to problem solving was very open-minded. They were very open-minded of any suggestions that you have, and they were willing to work with you through those. You don't see that a lot of times in this business. You have people have their own agendas, and they want to force those agendas on others. However, JBHM is not like that. It was the staff that I personally dealt with on this project.
We were very successful as a firm to give not only the client what they wanted, but we are able to give the community something that they can be proud of. Anytime we produce a drawing, a building with JBHM, we want it to be something that people drive by. We want people to see us from a distance. We want people to see us from up close and say, I want to know who designed that building. I want to know who I can contact to design a building like this for me.
This has been a fun evening, and we hope you've enjoyed it too. As you've witnessed, reaching our 50th year is a testament to the relationships we've built with clients and the reputation we've established in many communities. Our successes and longevity are built on knowing that every new project is an opportunity to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. And we feel that level of individualized attention is one reason our team and our projects have stood the test of time, and why we believe the future is bright for JBHM and our clients. Thank you so much for joining us for this virtual celebration of JBHM's 50th anniversary, and we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon.